If you've ever hit refresh on your Power BI report and you get this error that says file or folder could not find file, it's most likely because you either moved the file connected to the Power BI report or you renamed it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to stop hard coding your file paths, how to use parameters instead, and make your reports reusable as a template. Let's get started. What I'm going to do now is I'll go to Power Query, right? And you can see here that it says that data source not found. So the same error. There's an option where I can just go here to the data source after I've seen that error and just change it, right? So I can just go here and I'll just change the data source. So let me grab the new data source for this. So I'll just right click and then I'll copy as path and come back to Power Query and change the data source to the new one. So I'll take out the quotes and then I'll click on OK and close. Once I refresh it, everything should be back to normal. So everything is back to normal here, right? And that seems like it works. But the issue with that is if there are multiple files there, it quickly becomes a mess. So I have to change the different data sources. Also, changing the data source this way makes it hard to share, because when you share this report with somebody else, maybe as a Power BI template, they don't have the same file path on their computer, so it doesn't scale at all and it makes the report not portable. So the best way to go about this is to actually create a parameter, right? And just on the home tab here, what I'm going to do is underneath manage parameters, I'll click on that and then new parameter. So I'll just name this file path, but you can also name it data source depending on what you want. And then I'll change the type to text, okay? And the part that I actually copied previously, I will just paste that, okay? And I'll take out the quotes at the beginning and at the end. So the only thing I'm going to be cutting out of this is the file name itself. So the name of the file was mental health prevalence main .xlxsx. So I'm just going to copy that part or cut that part out. So just right after this, I'll cut this out and then I'll click on OK. So I've created a parameter this way, but I also need to update the source code or the source. So once I go to sheet 1 and then advanced editor, I'll click on this. So you see the bit that shows the full file path. I'm going to take out the path and replace it. So just take that out. And then I would put in file path here. And then I'll put and then this. So let's click on done. Let me refresh that to make sure that everything is okay. Everything is okay. And if I go back to my Power BI report and refresh it as well, you can see that everything is okay. So let's test this out. If I change the file path now, let's see what happens. So I'm going to move this file into this new folder here. So let's just move that. Okay. In this case, what I need to do is just copy the path again. So right click and then copy as path. And then I'll go to Power Query. And this bit that says file path, I just need to change the current value to what I just copied and take out the name of the file. So let's do that. I'll take out the codes in front and at the end of the path. And I'll also take out the name here. So the name of the file is mental health prevalence. So I'll just save that. So let's refresh all and see. So everything seems to be fine. So all I need to do with this is change the file path for, even if it's multiple like files that I have here, all you need to do is change the file path and just retain the file name and you have no issues at all. So if you have more than one file, all you need to do is to make sure that the base folder path is the same thing, and then you can just change the parameters as you move the files. So the next thing to do is to save this report as a Power BI template. So let me save that now. I'm just saving this as a Power BI template here. So what that means is that anytime anybody gets this template, I'm just going to describe it as mental health. Let's do mental health here. So anytime anybody gets that template, all they'll just need to do is to input their own folder paths, and it's just plug and play, unlike using the regular data source and they don't have the same file path as I do. It will be way harder that way. So they won't have a situation where the report is broken. They can just plug and play and the report works. So if I sent this Power BI template to somebody else, all they will need to do is to type in their own file path or just copy the file path from their computer onto here and click load, and they will be able to access the Power BI template that I have just shared with them. So it's as simple as that. Changing the data source, it seems like a way, it's a quick fix, but parameters actually make your Power BI reports scalable, shareable, and way easier to maintain. Want to make sure that your reports don't break when you move the files, use parameter instead of just changing the data source. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.